So it's half-time in what's supposed to be a Manchester derby, but it doesn't really feel like one right now. But there's a whole other 45 minutes to go, so fingers crossed. It's currently 0-0 in what I'm politely describing as a tepid game. A tepid. It's a nice word for it. Still joined by David James and by Joleon Lescott. Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm here.
Just about?
Just about.
Just about?
Just about. No,
yeah.
It's been a flat game from both teams. Nervy as well, like players that you don't associate sloppy passes with and nervous touch and poor decisions with are doing it consistently. So, yeah, there's obviously an element of nervous and anxiety in the air for both teams. So hopefully we're able to change that. Not just personnel, but just the mindset.
Has to.
Yeah.
Has to. How would you assess that first 45, David?
Not overly surprised. Like I said, United are not a first-half goal-scoring team, and maybe with the finishing there, that would sort of underline that. But City trying to control it, which we assumed with a lack of wingers, possibly for the substitutions being made for the second half to kind of step it up a gear. So, not surprised. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, City do appear, Joleon, to be playing really narrow. Why?
Personnel. There's not many players out there that are comfortable going 1v1 in wide areas. We assumed it would be Phil and Bernardo, but that isn't the case. They obviously operate better inside, and they have done that to an extent. For me, the issue is like the bravery. Pep often talks about that, and I'm seeing players taking more caution, make sure there's a safer pass or taking a safer option rather than go, I'm going to risk this. Like, I'm still behind the ball if we lose it, and if we can get it through, then we're behind their midfield line. So I think they need to adjust the level of safe and caution to being like positive and going, well, if we mess up in the right way, it's okay.
Yeah, in terms of those positions there, it took a minute for me to realise who was kind of playing where. So more like Marmoushi's on the left, Kev's in the middle?
Yeah, I don't know. In terms of stand or set positions, I don't think anyone's anywhere. I think Nico and Nunes are wide. They're offering the width, hopefully, and higher up, where they were asking Phil, Kev and Marmoush to operate. And one of you is occupy the middle, but probably need someone to go in behind a little bit more and make selfless runs where, again, this is probably where you underestimate Haaland's importance, where he just stands in the middle and he's not involved, and every 2-3 minutes, I'm just going to make a run. There you have to drop, he creates more space. So I think Marmoush is so comfortable in possession, he wants to get involved more than he needs to, because you've got players like Bernardo, Phil and Kevin that can do that, and he can make runs, and we've seen him do that on a couple of occasions and nearly get in. So just keep threatening and keep testing the back three.
Yeah, what have you made of the way City have lined up there?
Well, at the beginning, and I mentioned it to you, the amount of freedom KDB had, and you're looking at United and it's like, we're not going to go and pick him up, we've got our set position. And KDB was finding all these holes, but the ball wasn't getting to him. And I think that's where I'd agree with you about that bravery. It's kind of like, if we can see Kev anywhere, try and get it into him, because you're going to break the lines, then you're going to turn, then it's a little thread to Marmoush, or, as I suggested that we should do, is shoot from distance. Whereas at the moment, Kev's not getting the ball. Then he's going out wide to receive it at times, where he's not going to be able to influence it so much. You talk about the bravery, though. Kovacic, at one moment, was being brave by trying to run through players. But what he also said is, I've got people behind me. On that occasion, he didn't.
I don't know if that's brave, though. I don't know the need to dribble through.
But I just
ball needs to get through. You don't need to get through.
It was one of those moments where I love Kovacic because he can do that, and he attempted to do it and almost failed. And little things like that in a first half where it's not euphemistically full of the most quality. They're the things that put people back, I think, to go, OK, let's go safe here again, because we've tried something a little bit different. But as I say, if I'm in that City change room now, I'm saying that's fine, 0-0. We can always step this up. As a guy said in commentary there, our bench is full of people who will want to get on this pitch and change the game. And I think that's a good position for Pep to be in, and the team.
Yeah, we talk about Kevin there, particularly at the start of the half, Joleon. I did think he came out looking like a determined man today, like a man that knew it was his last derby, that wanted to make a point. He maybe fizzled out towards the half, but at the start, he did have a few impact moments. I mean, City's only chance on goal, on target.
Yeah, again, probably just signs of it not being the Kevin that we were used to over the period of time he's been here. But yeah, there's glimpses, and I'm excited when he gets the ball beyond their midfield and he's running, and then there's runners, because he's going to attempt the pass. And as a defender, regardless of if it gets there or not, you're on your back foot and you're nervous because you know he's got the quality. And the more opportunities we give him to make them passes, the more opportunities we're going to create as a team. And as I said, it's just frustrating because I feel Ronaldo and Kovacic can attempt it more often. Like I said, like Jemo was saying, like as soon as you turn and you see him free, attempt it. Just attempt it. Like if you can, great. But attempting it, put someone on the back foot. No one's winning anything cleanly, are they? They're not winning possession, and then all of a sudden it's a case like scrappy. So just keep not forcing it, but just keep attempting positive passes.
At the other end, United did have a few chances, David. I mean, thank goodness they don't have a informed striker on the pitch, because they may have had one or two.
I think the one in particular was Garnacho. I'm trying to think, was it
Cross from Bernardo, deep cross?
Yeah, there was a deep cross. I think it was one of the United, I can't remember which United player was, goes to head it. I think Garnacho is expecting some sort of contact, and in the end it kind of falls into him. He's not an out-and-out striker. An out-and-out striker probably would have ignored the fact there was people in front of them and just gone through with a finish. But you know, they're going to create chances. Again, there's been moments from both sides where possession's been lost cheaply. But as you say, fortunately, their top goal scorer, Bruyne, with a free kick in the first minute, hasn't really had the opportunities, other than that free kick, to put a mark on the game.
We've got FG and Brownie at Old Trafford. Before we go back to them, is there anything else you want to talk about in that first half, or should we just draw a line under it now?
I think it's a good position for City to build on in the second half. I think they will be the happier of the two teams, even if United have created chances, simply because the amount of times United have just been poor.
Well, also think they believe they won't play that bad again. Like United weren't far from their best in a certain, not in a non-disrespectful way. That was as good as we've seen them, and they didn't score in first half, but it was competitive and it was level, where we expect more from our team. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Yes. Me too. I like that. That's the positive we're going to take of that. Right, we'll talk about what we think City should do in the second half in a moment, but let's go back over to Pitchside at Old Trafford, where we've got FG and Michael Brown.
Yeah, half-time from Old Trafford. The sun is shining. The sprinklers are probably about to soak us during this, and we're speaking about that because there's not really much to talk about from that first half.
You best be careful if the sprinklers come over. We have to watch what's going on. There is some things to be going on. Do you know, we'll look and say we've had control, we've had the ball. Yes, Manchester United have had a couple of chances. We've seen Garnacho involved for certain. We need to create a bit more. I think that will be the message. Just talked about it in commentary with Alistair Mann there regarding our changes on the bench that we've got. Jeremy Doku, Savinio, Jack Grealish. So I think the game's set up nicely. Would we want it better? Would we want it to score? You still keep laughing, don't you, about my little thing about the sprinklers, but it would trouble you, I know that. But listen, there's more to worry about. It's been indifferent, hasn't it? You know, we want a bit of excitement, we want end-to-end, but the manager will want as much control as he possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of control, we've limited United to maybe the ball over the top a couple of times. 40 seconds it was, and Garnacho was found himself through on goal. Ruben Diaz got back, got booked. It was a free kick, which was blocked well. Gundogan's had an opportunity. De Bruyne has found little pockets of spaces at times, but like you said, it is that creativity. But when you mention the bench, we've got Jeremy Doku, Savinio, like you just said. Players like that will be really, really keen to make an impact if it stays like this. We've had 62% possession in the first half, so we've had a lot of control. At what point do you think Pep will make a change?
I don't think he'll be too disappointed, really. I think he'll want more intensity, he'll want a bit more creativity for certain. But so you talk about the Ilkay Gundogan chance, long ranger, pulled it wide, another couple of half chances, the ball that comes in on top of the goalkeeper. But I think he'll look into the hour mark, start and want to change the outcome of the game in regards to tactics. He could make a change at half time if he sees like one of the sides is ready to go. But I feel like where we sit there and we want control and we want energy, we want to score now, he realises his game plan is there just to wear them down. Manchester United are not good out of possession, so the longer it goes, with the wide players as well, with the changes, I feel like the game's set up nicely for us.
Yeah, it's set up nicely. I mean, look, 0-0 at half-time. Let's hope we're going to have a post-match like we did against
We're
Bournemouth.
looking forward to it, right? We want to be stood here at the end of the game, don't we? All the players coming over, all these fans going crazy. It's going to happen, FG.
Co-commentator, pundit, and now producer Michael Brown. So as he said, hopefully all going well. If Manchester City win, he wants us about there with our amazing supporters in the top corner.
It makes sense, FG.
We look forward to seeing you at full time, hopefully with a positive result. If it stays like this and it's a draw, it's not the end of the world at all, is it? But City will be wanting to win here.
If you know that dressing room, you know that manager, you know these supporters, are what we've been doing recent times, we'd be disappointed. We have to win every game. That's what we want. That's what the manager drives for. And why not? So it is a disappointment if you don't win. Let's go and get the 3 points.
Let's go and get the 3 points, indeed, like Mr. Brownie said. We'll head back to the studio now and see you at full time.
Thank you very much to FG and to Michael Brown. And David James, I don't know if you noticed there, but you'll be proud of Fred the Red, the mascot, who was in the background, saved a penalty from a child.
Yeah, but, oh, come on. Come on. Even
that's not a child, that's a female.
Yeah, even Mr. Brownie would have saved that.
It's a shot on target, though, We've had one. You would like to have seen him challenged.
He moved early. I'm sure this one's going in.
Is he going to save this one?
Yeah, see.
Boo. Who is that?
United's new
Just
signing.
a fan.
Is it?
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Yes, it has got to that point in the show where we are reviewing Fred the Red's half-time saves on the pitch.
Or FG's Mr. Brownie.
Suspicious that.
That is suspicious.
Right. Let's talk about the second half quickly. Are you expecting any subs?
At half time? No. Pep's not one. Again, I'll probably prove him wrong in a minute, but I'd be more surprised if he does. I think he's got a tactical change in him, recognise something that we haven't seen. Try that first and then personnel not long after that.
Because, of course, Nico O'Reilly came on at half-time in the Bournemouth game, changed the game. So maybe, if not, how far into the second half should it stay like this? Are you expecting a change?
I know it's a cliche, 60 minutes, but the way that the substitutions have to be done, that's probably typical. I want to be surprised today, and I want a half-time substitution.
Yeah. I want a half-time as well, I just don't anticipate it.
Who would you like?
I would do a Daku. I'd bring on Daku for Kovacic and drop Bernardo inside a little bit deeper, and because the midfielders are not having to tackle. Like it's possession based and threading balls, and I just feel he's getting caught a little bit more, and then you've got Daku out wide. It's a problem. It's a problem. So I want to see him.
JMO?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I might even be tempted to bring Bernardo off and put Savinho on.
I don't think anyone's immune from coming off. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's immune from it, but the personnel that like Kevin's capable. Bernardo feel are capable of creating moments. Like, in a great respect, Kovacic doesn't. He's not a moments player, is he? So you can't.
What do you mean, not a moment? The
There's
goal
space
at Chelsea,
coming out.
first game of the season, that was a big moment.
Doesn't look like any changes immediately that I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I didn't think he would.
Not been surprised.
Do you know what I want to see? Somebody to just go and absolutely crunch somebody.
Here we go.
Crunch someone.
Not
Not get sent off or anything, not get in
Ruben.
trouble, but just,
Yeah, Ruben's on
crunch.
the yellow.
Do a Manchester derby crunch and let's...
Who in the team does that though? There's no one that's.
I want somebody to do it.
We haven't got players that do that.
Yes, but maybe they could do it now.
That's a skill, you know.
What, crunching?
Yeah, it's a real
I just
skill.
wanna
You can't just say that and think someone's just going to do it and mistime it, and then all of a sudden.
It's because I want to feel like it's a Manchester derby.
Yeah.
Like I want to at least. Okay, if there's no crunching, I want to see some passion. I want to see something.
Yeah, more intense.
The one thing I
More
would say
intensity,
is
yes.
it's better off happening in the second half than the first and not, because then it's just a petered out game. So if something's going to happen,
Yes.
which we're going to be excited about.
Good. Optimism. Thank you. Right, let's go back over to Alistair Mann and to Michael Brown for second half commentary. We'll see you at full time.
Thanks, Natalie. No changes indeed by either head coach at half-time, and I don't think we're surprised, really, that that's the case. The last time a Manchester derby ended 0-0, it was here at Old Trafford back in December of 2020. And the first ever Manchester derby that was played by Kevin De Bruyne ended 0-0 back in October.